Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to continue that little apples to apples comparison. Today, I'm going to be using the Gold Dollar 208, and this one, I put 100 laps on the horse hide strop. So, we used the cowhide strop the other day, and it was a Gold Dollar 66. Both were honed by Anthony Esposito, so I'd like to think that we have a decent apples to apples comparison. We will also be using another Southern Witchcraft soap. This one is Southern Witchcrafts Carpathia. So, and we do have the matching splash as well. So, this way, you know, we don't get caught up in, oh, you used a different soap, you know, yada yada. I don't think there's going to be any difference as far as the performance goes, and most people say there shouldn't be. I'm going to be using the same brush, which is the Yaki Synthetic Prism 26mm. So, with that being said, my allergies are killing me today. So if my voice sounds kind of nasally, that's why. So, any which way, I'm going to wet the face quick and we'll get started. I'm going to try and include a picture of the two strops. Like I said, both were made by an old Amish guy who makes horse saddles, shoes, you name it. I mean, he makes it. Both strops are neither one has been dyed. The only thing they've been is tanned. So that's why they're going to look, you know, significantly alike, but you can definitely tell with the texture. Now, I've spoke with a few people, and their horse strops are faster. For whatever reason, the cowhide is the faster one for me. I mean, maybe it has something to do with dyes and how they're treated prior to. I don't know. So, we're just going to see if there's any difference in the performance of the razor itself. Like I said, I don't think there will be. This Southern Witchcraft Carpathia, off the tub, it is a damp woodsy type scent. The scent notes on it are balsam, whetstone, exotic musk, black tea. On the website it also says there's coffee in it. I'll say this, once you hit some warmer water to it, I bowl lathered this, it tends to sweeten up a little bit. My wife, Kelly Kearns, isn't a big fan of this scent, so I'm going to work today and sitting in a classroom, and due to social distancing, ain't nobody going to be right up on me, so who cares? I didn't like this scent at first when I got a sample of it, but after, you know, keep coming back to it, I actually grew to like it. I'm not saying I love it, but I think it is definitely a change of pace, and if you have a somewhat stuffy nose, the musk in it, I guess, does tend to kind of penetrate the nasal cavity, so it is definitely helping in that regard. I do have a spot that I opened up the other day on the neck, so if that happens, like right about in here, then don't hold that against me. I'm going to try not to open that up, but I'm hoping that I hydrated this enough. It had a nice sheen to it, but we shall see. That should. I'm just gonna spray that out just a little bit, just to kind of help prep those whiskers for a shave. The face I'm not worried about. The neck is always the telltale heart, if you will. So, any which way, like I said, today I got a class from, I believe it's like 10:30 Eastern time until about 3 or 3:30, and then I'm done for the week. I don't go back to work until Sunday night, so not a bad gig. Alright, so I should hit the digits on this just for a second. Okay, so this Carpathia scent's based on the Dracula. So, and I mean, you know, I get a woodsy animalic type scent out of it. I mean, there are some people who like it. She's definitely cutting. And by the way, I'm not noticing any any difference in the way the razor's gliding over the skin. For any of you that are hunters or, you know, hikers that go out in the woods during or around hunting season, this smells very reminiscent of the woods after it's rained just a bit. That's one thing that I get out of it. I mean, obviously wet stone, but that's the one thing that I get out of it is a damp scent. Yeah, I just get like this damp type scent out of it. It's at first, like I said, I wasn't all about it, but once I kept coming back to it, it'll be real ginger right there, because that's right about, in fact, you can see I'm like half on, half off where that cut was. So I might have just taken the scab off a little bit, but it didn't, you know, feel like it ripped or anything, so that's a good sign. Hopefully you guys' work week's going well. Like I said, mine's just about to come to an end, but I've got to sit for 5 or 6 hours in a classroom with a mask on. I mean, unless 2 people don't show up today. But seeing as how it's a work-related function, they are feeding us. They brought in some awesome subs yesterday. That was nice. So, yeah. Yeah, like I said, these allergies are just eating me alive. I was out the other day, and despite all the rain, I still, well, my charcoal grill is like right under my eave outside, and I bumped into the charcoal grill and got pollen all over my black pair of shorts I was wearing at the time, and that stuff had to be like damn near this thick, piled up on my charcoal grill. So, if that tells you any indication as to how bad this has got to be doing right now. You know, every time somebody hears you cough or sneeze, they want to cry COVID. It's like, no. It has been just chilly enough here that we've had to keep our heater on, which in turn is drying the whole house out. And you know, I sleep with a humidifier right next to my face, damn near. And at one point I woke up in the middle of the night to blow my nose and almost felt like I was drowning because I was just right under that mist. And I'm probably going to have to add just a little bit of water to this before I start the next pass. It looked like it was just starting to crack a little bit right down here. So I'm going to rinse up, lather back up. We'll be right back for pass number 2. So hang tight. Okay, we're back. Just finishing up right here. And I think Yeah, that Allen block did a good enough job on round one. I shouldn't have to worry about reapplying. Okay, so good enough there. This. Oh. There we are. Okay. So pass number 2 is going to be against the grain, and like I said, I'm going to be real careful of that spot. I did pull the scab off it, but it didn't seem to be bleeding earlier, so and again, I'm not noticing any difference in the performance of these two razors, and both of them are pretty much, I mean, a gold dollar round point razor is pretty much the same all around. I mean, I have 3 of them, and all of them give just as good a shave as the next. All of them shave just as well as about any razor I have. The one difference, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. If all you're after is a good straight razor shave, and you're not about all the flair, then get one of these. You know, it's like Anthony Esposito said, when it comes to straight razors, these are the Toyota Corolla. Alright? Razors like that Whacker, or you know, vintage Wade and Butcher, those are the Bentley. But if all you're needing is to get from point A to point B, meaning you want to shave with a straight razor, or at least learn how, this is the best way to do it. After my vacation this summer, I'm gonna be purchasing some stones and start learning how to hone, and I'll probably be purchasing more of these and some of the, you know, the cheap or cheaper, like Amazon type razors to learn on, because I'm definitely not gonna do my edge testing ability on that expensive Whacker that I got up there. You know, once and I mean, I'm sure that I'll know when I'm ready to start sharpening my good razors. I just want to learn how to do it to become more efficient, or self-efficient, you know, or self-sufficient. Okay, so now for the funnest part of all. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'll use the heel to get just this edge stuff, and then we'll lay the blade flat, and we'll take care of the old mustachio. Okay, so let's see where we're at. 15 minutes. I think I'm going to take care of the across the grain pass off camera. I've come to the conclusion that neither one of those Strops is going to be better than the other. One's just faster. So, you know, and I'm not all about sitting there doing it at light speed or anything else, but any which way, I'll put you guys on hold and I'll bring you guys back for the post shave and any final thoughts as to the performance on how these razors do with the given strop that were used. So hang tight, guys. Alright, we're back. I'm not sure if it picked up when I said that a second ago. First, let's get on to the soap and aftershave. So, the performance on Southern Witchcraft soap, always top notch. I am gonna go to the unscented balm first, prior to, since this is a witch hazel based aftershave, I don't think I need to put on the Thayers first, so I'm just throwing on some of this balm as a moisture barrier because it is still somewhat chilly outside here. I mean, I think we have a high of in the 50s today, but yesterday we did too and we didn't see it. So so now we're going to move on to the Carpathia aftershave. And like I said, these aren't alcohol based, they're witch hazel based, so they don't seem to last as long, but you also don't end up getting the burn. I mean, the witch hazel takes care of the, you know, antiseptic effect, if you will, without the burn. This smells just a slight bit sweeter than the soap. Yeah, the soap, and I'm not saying the soap smells bitter or anything else. I mean, it's you know, you either like it or you don't. I do like it. At first I didn't. It took coming back to the little sample probably 10 or 12 times, and each time I was like, you know what, that isn't that bad. And then I just liked it more and more. At first I wasn't going to get this soap, however, I made an order with Maggard for a Shannon soap, ironically enough. Said that it was in there, and all of a sudden they reached out to me and said that their inventory was off and that they didn't have that soap anymore. So I asked them, hey, just bump my price up a little bit and send me Southern Witchcrafts Carpathia. And they said, you know what, we'll bump it up, no charge. So thank you again to Maggard for that. Otherwise I probably wouldn't own this one right now, but you know what, they made more of a lifetime customer out of me. So today it was Southern Witchcrafts Carpathia that we were using. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, now on to the main reason for, so we used Southern Witchcraft the other day and we used it today. Basically I wanted to go further in depth into comparing our apples to apples of the Gold Dollar 66 and the Gold Dollar 208. As far as we used this one on the cowhide strop, this one on the horsehide, 100 laps each, and both owned by Anthony Esposito, so we know that the edge work is the same. I've got to say, in all honesty, I don't notice a darn bit of difference in the performance. So that kind of resonates with what most other people have probably already said. I just kind of needed to see it for myself. Not that I doubted them. It would also kind of gave a little bit more, you know, I guess, exciting material for you guys to follow if that's your thing. We also did use the same brush, the Yaki Synthetic Prism 26 millimeter. And I bowl lathered both, so I would like to think that we have a pretty solid apples to apples comparison, and there's no difference in the performance, at least not to me. If you guys have different experiences, please let me know. Not that I doubt you. These strops that I got from the Amish guy were something that I started out with, the first one, and I figured, you know what, I supported a local guy, I might as well do it again. I mean, I probably will move on to some other things as well, but I mean, these are working for now. And you know what, if I can keep the price down and be able to tinker with more hardware instead, I'm going to try and do it. So like we said, we used the 2 gold dollar razors. No difference in the performance. Both, we used the Southern Witchcraft soap. I'm not digging the other one out, so take my word for it. It was Southern Witchcraft Gerantia that we used the other day. So any which way, I got to take something for the nose, some antihistamines, because I'm like, my eyes are starting to hurt from this sinus pressure. But you guys have a great day, night, whenever, and I will probably speak with you guys again tomorrow. So in the meantime, keep your shaves clean, keep them wet. Later, guys.